What is going on, everybody? Brad here, back with another live stream for you guys. Let me just adjust some audio here. We're gonna be doing another watch party tonight. It's Monday night in 2021. Got some music playing. We're gonna watch some Netflix together. Not on here. You're not gonna see Netflix on here. You're not gonna watch the show. You need your own Netflix account, your own password, all that good stuff. But we're going to be watching episodes 3, where's the screen? 3 and 4, okay, of Camp Cretaceous here tonight. Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. I'll be giving my thoughts and my commentary. If you didn't see us last, well, that was like a few days ago, Friday, just the other day, we did episodes 1 and 2. Now we're doing 3 and 4. And I'm ready. I'm really excited to dive into these ones. I think these episodes are pretty important. And we also, by the 4th episode, we get our final, or our, what am I saying? Our long-awaited introduction of the moments of Jurassic World, the tie-in moments from the film. This is the start of that moment in episode 4, and it goes on later in other episodes as well. But man, I am pumped. I'm ready. You guys ready to live stream this tonight? Watch party, episodes 3 and 4. I'm pumped. So, just to get everybody kicked off here, if you didn't listen to the podcast, we kind of ditched our standard format on the podcast feed for this month, at least for the majority of the month. So what we're going to be doing on the podcast is celebrating Camp Cretaceous, and we're doing episode by episode breakdowns. So we did the first 2. They dropped on Friday, this past Friday, as well as the watch party at night. But the first 2 breakdown episodes were with my buddy Stephen Ray Morris, big time podcaster, Jurassic podcaster, crime, murder podcaster, cat podcast, you know, all of the above, whatever it is. So we talked about the first 2 episodes. And then today, what is today? Yeah, today's Monday. So we actually debuted episodes 3 and 4 on the feed. And you can listen to myself and Alicia Stella, who is, I would say, big-time theme park podcaster, website runner, operator? Yeah, there we go. Website herder, cattler. So I'm just like going off on my own tangent here. I don't even, most of the time I forget I'm live streaming and that there's people somehow watching. But yeah, so she's big in the theme park online community, has Park Stop podcast, which is pretty darn awesome, and the Orlando Park Stop website. So yeah, it's awesome. So I'm so pumped to have her on episodes 3 and 4. We just had like such a fun time. I think we were just laughing the whole time, commenting on all the most ridiculous aspects of these 2 episodes. And there's some really fun stuff, but also some deep stuff in episodes 3 and 4. We're gonna get into them in just a minute here. I know this is a watch party, so be sure to share this around, guys, with all your friends, with your family. Share it on all social media platforms. Get this thing out there. Like this video. Comments in the chat, in the live chat, also on the other comment section below. We're gonna have some fun here because we've got the first episode, I believe, is called The Cattle Drive. So there's a lot of fun to be had in that one. The second one is a bit more dramatic. So we're all gonna cry together. We're all gonna cry. It's gonna be very sad. Okay. But it's gonna be a good time. So let me know what's going on in the chat over there. You guys having a good time today? I know it's a Monday, the first Monday of 2021. So it's a little sad, but here we are. Got my coffee, and like I said, in just a minute, we're gonna kick off with this watch party, and we're gonna do a typical countdown. We're gonna do a 3, 2, 1, and then when I say play, you hit that play button. All right? I know we had some. I don't know what happened the other day, but there was something off. So I know some people were saying they were at different moments than I was. Hopefully that doesn't happen today. 3, 2, 1, play. Hit it on play, and we'll watch together. I'll comment. You guys can hear it on your end, my commentary plus the show. But yeah, I'm so pumped, guys. Are you guys ready for season 2? Season 2 is, it's just like days away. It feels like I cannot wait. I'm so pumped for season 2, especially with this whole rewatch. I've been having so much fun rewatching the show. We watched the first 2 episodes already, and those are just such a blast setting up the show. And then in episode 2, you get into really some really interesting stuff as far as like ties to the films and also things that you're not really sure about, clinical trials, Siberian mammoth remains, stuff like that. So you're getting some deep stuff there. And then, like I said, you get some really darker stuff in episode 4, with a lighthearted episode before that with number 3. So I've been getting so into it. I'm so pumped for season 2. Like I just can't wait. I don't know about you guys, but this is a little tangent, but still talking about Camp Cretaceous. My Target store actually moved Jurassic stuff up to the front of the aisle. So I'm wondering if that's like going to be like maybe another little push for Camp Cretaceous season 2. Maybe they'll throw some more stuff out there, some new stuff. That's what I'm hoping for. Fingers crossed. Get some more Jurassic stuff on the shelf. But yeah. So I'll give it just a few more minutes. If you guys are ready, let me know. Like I said, pull your Netflix up right now. We're going to dive into episodes 3 and 4 in just a minute here. So yeah. Who do we got here in the chat? Let me take a look at the chat real quick. All right, shout it out if you're in here. We got Everin again. We got Jared, Siaka, Swan, Wyvern, Evan, Landon, Genozoic, running late. You'll be home shortly. Knock on wood. I guess I'm delaying for you, man. We're delaying it. We got Benny in the house. We have Kelsey here. Shay is here. What's up, Shay? But yeah, I'm pumped. And I don't know if you guys caught the announcement, but this is a big tangent, but if you're listeners of the Forcecast, they do a live show on their Facebook channel, and I'm joining that team. So if you guys like talking about Star Wars as well as Jurassic, I'll be over there chatting. It's like every other Thursday, starting I think like the 21st or something of this month. So we're gonna be talking not Jurassic, Star Wars. I gotta get in that mode. I'm like, we're talking Jurassic. It's just natural for that to come out first. But we're gonna be talking Star Wars on their Facebook channel. So that's gonna be a lot of fun live streaming about Star Wars. But today is Jurassic. I'm super excited about that. But yeah, I'm just about ready. We've been delaying it as long as we can here. So if you guys are ready. I've taken like really long sips on my coffee just so Genozoic can show up. But all right. So if you guys have any thoughts, comments, concerns about episodes 3 and 4, please leave them in the live chat. I'll try to get to people's comments in the live chat as we're going through the episode. I know it's kind of tough to have like a full in-depth discussion as these live streams are going on because of the watch parties and everything, but I'll do my best to kind of take a look at what everybody's saying, and then after episode 3, we'll talk for a little bit, and then we'll restart the countdown and get into episode 4. Yeah, Jared, I'll talk about this real quick before we get started. Jared says, it's been bugging me that certain species were utterly absent from this herd. No galleys, no Cretaceous, Edmontosaurus, Trix, Myosaurus, just some of the staple species from Fallen Kingdom. And yeah, so that's interesting. I think with the cattle drive episode and all the different species that you're seeing in these episodes, just in general, all the dinosaur species that you're seeing in Camp Cretaceous so far, it's kind of to help show you that other side of the park that you've been missing. So in Jurassic World, we didn't see a lot of these species. We didn't see the Brachiosaurus in the first film, in the first Jurassic World. We didn't see any Sinoceratops. So we're getting different aspects of the island, which I really, really love. I have no problems with that. And I think this episode and the previous, the first episode actually kind of tackle that concept pretty nicely, where they say that, you know, hey, we're going to move these animals to a different field. We're moving them so they can graze on another field, or we're moving them to their nighttime pens. So they're constantly moving these animals around the island, which I find pretty interesting. So what you're getting in Jurassic World was just the product of that day, you know, or that moment in time. It doesn't necessarily mean that those were the only dinosaurs, you know? So at least we're getting the fact that, like, hey, there's other dinosaurs on this island. We've got a Carnotaurus off in its own cage, you know, because that's the aggressive section of the park, you know, behind the scenes. And then, of course, you have Sinoceratops, Brachiosaurus, all in different herds all over the place, scattered around the island. It's not necessarily like, you know, for instance, you go to a zoo and, you know, maybe the display has elephants on there. It says elephants, rhinoceros, hippopotamus, right? But you go there that day and you never see an elephant, but you see the rhino, you see the hippopotamus. You know, I think that's what we're kind of getting at here. It's like, if you had shown up the next day, maybe you would have only seen the elephant and the hippo, but not the rhino. So I think that's kind of like what we're getting at here. Jurassic World only had 2 hours to deal with everything, to reinvigorate the franchise, to establish new characters, reference the past, tell a story on its own, establish hybrids. It had a lot to do in that movie, so it couldn't necessarily focus on each and every aspect and every dinosaur on the island. So the fact that they've been introducing these things slowly over time through Fallen Kingdom, through Battle at Big Rock, through Camp Cretaceous, I think it's pretty interesting. So yeah, hopefully that helps you out a little bit. Yeah, Benny brings up like the brochures and stuff like that, and you know, you start to get into some really interesting territory when you like. I'm trying to look at this. I feel like there's like something in my coffee and I don't know what it is. What is this? What is this? Why is there something in there? I don't know. Let me wipe it on this napkin right here. Okay, that's great. I'm so distracted by like a chunk of coffee. Is that something that happens? Anyway, you know what I was saying about the brochures is you get into this weird territory like with the maps and the brochures, and nothing ever matches up. You also had the website, the Jurassic World website, which was actually like trying to be canonical and stuff like that, showing video and maps and all this good stuff. And then of course you have the viral marketing stuff, which is also different from everything else. So it's like you start to go down the rabbit hole and it just, nothing ends up making any sense. So I don't really try to take that stuff into account a lot of the times. It just makes it a little bit easier to just deal with what you're seeing on the screen or in multimedia like this, Camp Cretaceous. So I don't know. It's a cop-out, but you know, even within the films, we're not getting concrete information. Anyway, I know you guys are waiting to watch the show, so let's go ahead, pull up your Netflix right now. I am pulling mine out right here. So we have Netflix. My Netflix account is on episode 3, right? Yep, The Cattle Drive, episode 3, The Cattle Drive. Okay, so let me duck down this music here, so we don't have to deal with that anymore. Oh, it was so nice. I kind of like chilling out with the music there. That's always fun. I'm gonna keep drinking this, even though I found something. I don't know. It is what it is. Paid for it. All right, so Netflix account open. I am showing 000 on my timeline for Netflix, so make sure yours is scrubbed to the 000 mark. We're not skipping any intros or anything like that, so don't skip. Don't hit any skip buttons. We're going to watch all 24 minutes and 17 seconds for episode 3, The Cattle Drive. So if you guys are ready, let's do this. All right? So I'm going to give you the countdown. Let's do this in, hold on. Let me refresh for anybody that just popped in here. We're going to do a 3, 2, 1, hit it on play. When I say play, hit play, okay? So that was just the warning. Ready? We're going to do it right now. So when I say play, hit play. All right? 3, 2, 1, play. All right. Here we go. We're getting into it. Got the logo popping up and footprint, and here comes the Earth. So this is an interesting one because at the end of the last episode, we had that drone going up into the sky, and we didn't really know what that was about. We're really intrigued, right? So this episode, I'm not sure what's happening. In just a second, you'll see. I'm just kind of preambling here, but like, it starts off very dark and ominous. You see these embers flying around and stuff like that, and of course, Darius, he's very cautious and carefully telling a story here. Starting now, and I kind of at this moment, I'm kind of wondering if this is a narration. But then the camera pans down, you see the campfire, you see the other kids, and I'm like, okay, well, this is just a campfire tale, right? Like, but at first I thought, oh, maybe he's narrating, maybe something bad happened. Like, maybe something bad happened and he's telling us. But no, it was very quickly dispelled there. Brooklyn. Brooklyn is really something in this episode. But you feel for it, and we'll get into that. Going back to telling the story. Brooklyn's like humble bragging. Yeah, I just don't want to. I ran out of space. I don't want to delete my selfie on Mount Everest. What? Okay. We're establishing so much in this shot. It's crazy. You know? Darius is a storyteller. Ben is scared. Kenji wants to know what's going on. And of course, Brooklyn is doing her social media stuff, as you can tell. And then Yaz is off on the side. And of course, Sammy's trying to pull people all together like she always does. Really nice, Brooklyn. That that was a waste of time. That was terrible. Thanks, Darius. What a terrible story. Swan says, full disclaimer, Brooklyn's right. This is a lame story. Look, I I think a campfire story really depends on the situation and the feel of the moment, right? Like they're never necessarily like all that scary, but it's all about the moment. I like that moment because like Sammy is just super overzealous. She's doing the exact opposite that I feel like you'd want to do for somebody that's like hiding in a shell and like, you know, afraid to talk to other people. It's just being like super in their face. So now we got the gyrospheres here. A dino drive. All these dinosaurs are herbivores. Benny, is this the one time something bad hasn't happened during a storm in this franchise? Yeah, I mean, that was the one time, but the rain's not done yet, so we have another time to make up for it. Swan says this is the best episode of the season. Interesting. I think it's I think it's got some pretty amazing moments. So I love the pairings of all these people here, the kids. They're obviously Sammy's obviously trying to become best friends. Brooklyn and Darius just aren't getting along after the whole campfire incident, and Kenji is always seemingly just super annoyed by the cleanliness of Ben. Yeah, Jared says Jurassic World is the only film so far in the series where there wasn't torrential downpours. Yeah, there was. It was just before the big battle. Because if you notice, Main Street is soaked. But yeah, it happened just before somehow. I don't I don't know when. Maybe we see it in this show at some point. I don't think so, but I don't remember. Now this is awesome. I love this so much. This is the funniest thing of this first. Yeah, this is one of the funniest moments in the show with Kenji directly staring at the counselors as they spin. It's the best thing ever. Kenji's super oh, this moment's amazing. That music, the Sinoceratops, Brachiosaur, all the different colors of species here. Oh, oh my god, that Sinoceratops that's like desert brown is amazing. The camera motions and everything in that sequence, so cool. Very reminiscent of The Lost World. It's super awesome, Darius. So Brooklyn's dealing with her channel, you know? So this is why, everybody has to be nicer on the internet because this stuff can really affect you. Her 27 million followers, she's losing followers. People are saying her content's bad and they don't like her and all this stuff. And that's really upsetting. So you can understand why she's dealing with something here. She's still not being very nice to Darius. But I can appreciate the situation she's in. Sticking to the fact that story was really, really lame. She really needs people to like her. It's one finger driving. Look at that storm rolling in. Way to check out the weather. Like, these counselors are completely inept. They seem like they know what's up, but they just are failing around every turn here. They didn't even check the weather properly. Yeah, Benny, that's actually interesting. Wonder what Brooklyn's fans were thinking when the whole Jurassic World incident went down. They're like, "Dang, she dead." Oh, that's horrible. That's really interesting though. I don't know if we're gonna find out. I would love to find out because her phone's like broken. I think right later on. I don't know. I don't know if they're ever gonna find out. That would be interesting though. Maybe she finds a computer that works somewhere or something. But yeah, she could definitely lose a lot of followers. I think I said that in the podcast that went out today that she could lose a lot of followers and be fine. She could lose it. Maybe I don't know where I said that. Maybe I said it in the live stream last week. I don't know. Kelsey, I'm totally on board. Ben and Kenji are awesome together. And this is great. I love that he cons her into to being more like into the situation by getting some cool footage and looking at her phone when they start going. You'll see it in a second, but looks like she's getting some pretty good footage. Here we go. Love the direction here, where the cameras are swiping around, and really awesome. Whoever directed, doing a great job. Watch where you're going, Darius, dude. Hashtag baited. Well, Benny, I don't know. The Sinoceratops, like, I think you would want a good amount right before you maybe introduce them into the park. Outside of like, outside of like a theropod or something like that, I feel like you would want a herd of herding species. Oh, oh God, poor dinos getting smashed into, hitting by hit by other dinosaurs. Now watch this. The truck is gonna go straight off that cliff. And if you watch later, it's a big truck. They could probably get out of this situation, I guess. But truck's fine later. That was an awesome camera motion there, showing the phone and then just panning out of the phone into the real situation. That's really clever. It's an intense moment. I love it. Timestamp. Oh, everybody's got you covered there. Imagine when the Stego swung the club, it just impaled the Parasaurolophus. Yeah. Yikes. That would have been pretty gruesome. Now, Kelsey, it's definitely the fact that she is, from a ranch and she's familiar with cattling, ranching. I don't know what do you call it, herding, animals. So I think that's pretty clear. Nobody wants to listen to her about it, but she knows what's up. She deals with big animals all the time. All right, I think we get it with the timestamp. We don't have to keep going. I imagine that if she uploaded this video footage to her channel, this would be one of the biggest videos I feel like on the internet. You know, like she had an awesome cattle drive moment. They get hit by a dinosaur, smashed around before, going all over the place into the jungle. They get impaled by a Sinoceratops. They're gonna go into the mud, get saved. Like there's so much stuff that happens here, and of course, she does go to upload this later. But man, I imagine that would just be huge. We're talking 40 million followers after this. But yeah. But yeah, Sammy does have the the inkling of espionage here because of her outfit for sure. Now this is interesting because this show has a few moments of like things that you might have to suspend your disbelief a little bit because for the most part it really sticks to the reality of the films. And I mean this isn't all that crazy, but like I just don't know if this would work all that well. This like stick ramp that they made and how fast this thing would go off. I don't know. I'm not sure if that would work out going off a stick ramp with the gyrosphere. Maybe I'm way off, but it's just clinging to each other. It's so funny. And I agree, Kelsey. She's definitely somehow a better spy than Nedry. I mean, I don't know how a teenager is a better spy, but man, she does it. She's way better. Nedry is not like he is just he's not about really hiding it all that well. He's like, anybody want any soda, snacks or whatever, anything. He's like not very secret about the whole thing. He's being super suspicious. Don't be suspicious. So this is like outside of that ramp, the stick ramp that we just witnessed, is another one of those where with the whole the vines and all that stuff trying to get the gyrosphere out of the mud. You have to suspend your disbelief just a tad um, to hope that this would all work out fine. But like, I love the confidence here in Sammy. She's just like, I know this. This is something I do on a daily basis. I know what's going on here. It should be no different than a cow or something. I don't know. Whatever she's herding around a farm. Look at this. And that Sinoceratops looks really awesome. It looks really, really great. Don't forget, they're sinking in the background. Yeah, look at that. They save him. It's all good. Everything's fine. Cowgirl wins. But look, Dave and Roxy are like, what in the world happened here? What is going on? And of course, they're screaming at the kids, yet they're the ones who constantly leave these kids alone to get into a lot of trouble. It makes no sense, but here we are. A few minutes from the end here, and they're back at the camp. And this is a really great scene between Yaz and Sammy, because you've been seeing this attempted development of a friendship here from Sammy's side, and finally, after this experience, Yaz is willing to let her guard down to a single person. It seems like here, and which is going to be a bad thing overall. The fact that she's letting her guard down to Sammy, um, but I love that she's opening up and telling favorite foods and colors and how good she is at drawing, which is pretty excellent actually. And usually, oh, why would you draw that person going into the T-Rex mouth? Like, that's so brutal. You're on a dinosaur island. Don't get so dark. Um, but typically, I feel like with a show or a movie or something, when there's people that are like a runner or an athlete or kid or whatever, they're just one-sided characters a lot of the times. But this show, despite their stereotypes and everything, they're a lot deeper than that, and that's pretty cool. Like Yaz is a runner or whatever. She's sponsored. She's a runner, but she's a great artist as well, and she's got a really cool side to her. Brooklyn might be coming around, even though she probably thinks this story was really lame, terrible for her channel. But man, these Brooklanders are gonna love this video. I'm telling you. But yeah, see, I could love the sincerity of the show. I totally agree. Super sincere, really heartfelt, really emotional. And this is a great moment here with this footage of the camera, the phone. You know something's up. You see her looking in behind in the background. Sammy just like overtly doing this. Oh, okay. So I'm kind of forgetting that the camera is stuck probably to the gyrosphere still. So it's capturing this without anybody knowing, but Sammy got caught. She got caught, and the episode ends. So don't start the next one yet. Don't start yet. We're watching the credits. But that's it for episode 3, guys. So stick around. We're gonna be watching episode 4 in just a few minutes. But let's talk about the ending of that real quick, because yeah, Sammy scraping the inside of that Sinoceratops's mouth there, and definitely getting some DNA off the thing to send away. So that's really interesting. Really interesting. So in the last episode, we saw that drone fly away, and this episode, we're getting confirmation. As far as we can tell, it seems like she's going to be the spy. I mean, we know she's a spy, but like, this is that confirmation. I don't think there's any doubt in our minds at this point that she is the one that is the spy. And I love it. I love it. And it creates a cool dynamic, because not only did Brooklyn find out she's something fishy's going on, of course, because through Brooklyn's eyes, she doesn't know about the drone. She doesn't know about any of that stuff. She only knows about this little footage thing here, whatever's happening right here. So she's thinking it's really interesting. And who knows, maybe she wouldn't have gone all that far with it if her phone didn't go missing in the next episode. So yeah, and actually, I'm just reading through the comments right here. Siaka says, Sammy could have gotten away with just deleting the entire gallery, since Brooklyn would have no way of knowing which of the kids did that, rather than keeping the phone. And yeah, I mean, that's possible. Um, yeah, she could have just deleted the thing, but like, I don't know. Would anything have even come of it? You know, if sure she looked at it like that's weird, but like I don't know, she might have just forgotten about it the next day. But the phone's gone, and she's like, "Oh yeah, well that was really suspicious. I'm putting these two things together. It was probably Sammy that stole my phone." But yeah, um, yeah. I don't know. Brock says Rexy's a she. Okay, yeah. Well, what are we talking about here? Um, but we're gonna watch episode 4 here. So if you have anything else, I'll go through these last comments just a second here before we get episode 4 underway. So if you guys are sticking around, we're gonna be watching episode 4 in just a minute. Jared says, I still have a hard time believing that Sammy could have grabbed that USB drive from Wu's office on her own without someone else handing it off to her to pass to the drone. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, she could have hid on the other side of that hallway for a little bit until Brooklyn was caught. I don't know. Or maybe she had her own USB drive and that was just a decoy or whatever. So maybe she had her own and she got some information off a different computer or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, so Duolingo says, "Oh, I was just brushing the Sinoceratops' teeth." It's possible. Yeah. Yeah, Duolingo says, kind of disappointed that the T-Rex is only used for the intro. And I see a lot of discussion on the T-Rex here, but yeah, I mean, at this point in time, you can't use the T-Rex all that much unless the kids were taken to the park and you get to see the park and all that stuff. At this point, as far as we can tell, that they haven't really been taken to the park at all, so they would never get a chance to see the T-Rex. And right now, there is no T-Rex breakout or anything like that, so we have to wait. You know, you have to wait a few days before the T-Rex actually breaks out, and then by that point, the series is over. Like the season 1 is over, so there's really no moments, too many moments at all, really, for the T-Rex to have had any kind of interactions with the kids. And plus, I think it's pretty cool. I think it's actually pretty awesome. They're subverting your expectations in a pretty big way. This show, they're giving you dinosaurs that I think we talked about this at the beginning of episode 3, with the herd of dinosaurs and all the different species out there. So they're subverting your expectations by showing you all these other species, all these other storylines, and different places of the park. They're not showing you all the stuff that you're used to, which I think is really awesome. They're giving you more, which is the best thing. Like we have so far we have 3 movies with Rexy, that T-Rex, and I'm sure she'll be in Dominion as well. We have so many movies with these different things that, like, I love that we're getting, the Carnotaurus to be a major part of the show, or the Sinoceratops being a big part, or, stuff like that. I'm glad that we're getting these moments instead of, common stuff that we're used to. So the Rex showing up in season 2 is pretty cool because now the Rex is out and they can do whatever they want with the Rex at the end of, or at the beginning of season 2. So that's pretty cool. And I have a good feeling that there will be a lot of Rex. So hopefully, keeping our fingers crossed. Even though there's a lot of dinosaurs in season 2. But yeah. But Swan says the season ends after the movie. Yeah, I mean, it's just like right after the movie. It's not like a lot of time has passed. So not really much happened after that. So Yeah, Swan says the T-Rex roar at the end might be simultaneous with the kids on the docks. That's interesting. Maybe, maybe. I'm trying to. I forget the whole timeline there at the very end of the show, but yeah, I'd like to. I'd like to think that because one of these times I really want to go through all of the moments of Jurassic World, all of the moments of the Indominus, like from episode 4 onward, just to kind of pinpoint all these different things, make a really good timeline of events as far as when things are happening. But Genozoic is here. Genozoic, are you ready to watch episode 4? Because we're going to get started on episode 4. Kelsey asks, do you want characters from the movie to appear in the series? Personally, I want it to be kept to a minimum. I would like that. I would like that, but for them to show up. But again, like speaking of subverting your expectations when it comes to different things, like with dinosaurs, I think it was great that they did the same with the humans. Like for sure, and I talked about this in episode 1 or 2. The fact that Owen or Barry didn't show up at all, like that was really interesting to me because I'm watching that trailer and I'm like, oh, this is the moment we're going to see Owen. We're definitely seeing Owen here. And that never happens. We never get that moment. And we only get Dr. Wu. He's the only cameo. And that's pretty big, I think. He's a great character to have more of because we don't necessarily have a ton of his character. We have a few minutes here and there. So it's good to have more of him, even though it's, very short in this show as well. But season 2, I don't know. I don't know how you're going to get cameos, unless like, you get like a mainland cameo from Claire finding out about the fact that people are still on the island or something like that. Like, I don't know what kind of cameos you're going to get, if any, in season 2. I think they might just do their own thing, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we can really get much, but I'm just about ready, guys. I think you're all ready probably to get this kicked off for episode 4. So I am going back to the browsing, picking up chapter 4 here, which is entitled "Things Fall Apart." So Genozoic, you show up at the saddest moment possible. The episode, which I forgot my water, so that is also super sad. And I finished my coffee. So episode 4, super sad. All right. So yeah. Yeah, and Swan says, important note. The premise of the show is that kids aren't being saved by adults this time. Yeah, they said that at one of those from home events. I think it was Comic-Con from home or something like that. And yeah, I mean, that's great. And that's pretty awesome. It's a little weird. But the fact that, is there going to be no rescue attempt or anything like that? Like that, I find that a little strange. That, they wouldn't be rescued right away, like literally right away. I don't understand. So yeah. But let's get into this episode here. I need like a water dispenser down here because otherwise I got to go like completely across the house. So let's start episode 4. Again, just for anybody who showed up late or anything like that, we're going to be doing a countdown into episode 4. We're going to do a 3, 2, 1, press play when I say play. 3, 2, 1, play. So giving it a second here, but I am pulling up the episode. I am making sure that my episode is at this, which is in the middle of the episode right now because I was doing some research for the episodes that debuted. And also, please go download the podcast. You're going to get 4 episodes so far. 2 debuted on Friday, and then 2 more debuted today. Episode 3 and 4 debuted today with Alicia Stella. First 2 episodes were with Stephen Ray Morris. Episodes 3 and 4 debuted today, and we're gonna get into episode 4 here, and this was a pretty awesome one to talk about on the podcast, to really go in depth with this one, because there's a lot in this one. There's a lot of stuff. It's super emotional. You also have the setup, the introduction of Jurassic World timeline coming into the show. So yeah, I think it's gonna be awesome. All right, so if you guys are ready, I've got it at 000. Let's do this. Starting episode 4. Oh, come on. There we go. All right. Starting episode 4 is this episode 4? Let me make sure. Things fall apart. It says things fall apart. Okay. Is this the same? Okay. All right. Here we go. Starting the episode in 3, 2, 1, play. Netflix logo. Doom doom. Not skipping any intros, guys. Don't hit that button. Don't skip it. Insects are chirping. Get your subtitles on too. That's definitely helpful. When we're discussing this and all that. Yeah, Genozoic. This is an interesting one because Jurassic is it's always about kids and family and separation of family and stuff like that, and this is a completely different kind of separation. It's a much more depressing iteration of it. So yeah, here we got these nice like ILM like models. Darius's room. We're like, what are we doing back here? And Darius's dad is in the scene. As soon as he comes in, I'm scared and I'm sad. But so much Doc Grant reference here, guys. Dr. Alan Grant. Somebody's posting his stuff on Jurassic World forums. I love that father and son are both into this information. I love it. I love this. Like a little Mr. DNA face on the corkboard. Man, this episode hurts, man. Yeah, being a dad, this episode really hurts. You see the handshaking there. Genozoic, is it the was it like a Stegosaurus, or I'm sorry, the Triceratops logo or something like that? Is that what it was? Yeah. Chaudhry says, we need a Camp Cretaceous simulator game where we can explore the camp. That would be amazing. That would be so cool. And here we go, guys. This chopper shows up, and I know what's up. There's Mizrani showing up, and we are in it. And she's mentioning Mizrani just coming in right now. There he is. Beautifully shot, by the way. I love that they're trying to accept all the misdoings that have gone on here between counselors and the park goers, the camp attendees. But in just a minute, they're going to just completely tarnish that again by leaving. But, man. But I love this. There's so much going on here. You got Mizrani flying in. You've got a voicemail to Claire. Dave is being hilarious. You wouldn't leave these kids all alone again. What? I love it. It's so funny to me. Why are you both going? Dave Dave was apprehensive about leaving our kids. So, Roxy, can I stay or do we both have to go? That would have like solved everything. Everything would have been fine. Everything would have been fine. You know, Ben Ben is also subverting the stereotype. I spilled my coffee apparently. He he's he seems to be like the shy kid, the kid that you would typically say in the movie. You have like the jocks, the nerds. Like he seems like he's the nerd or whatever like that. But he's much more than that. He's actually like really like kind of like a cocky little kid where he's just like, it's just, snappy at all the other kids, which is pretty funny. But he's also like a nice little hero. Oh, this is so sweet. Ben with his childlike artwork of him and Bumpy. So now Brooklyn is stampeding into the scene, and she is mad, and I love it. This is also interesting. So these two, I don't know what the. Oh, so this would definitely be one day later, right? So this is the next day, and they've only been friends for like a day here, but man, Yaz is gonna come to Sammy's defense so hard. Sammy's being super. She's being very Dennis Nedry like here. Anybody want a soda? I don't know. Like, I never seen. I don't know what's a phone, huh? Yeah, Chadra's bringing up some good stuff here. Like to see Rexy taking on Manticore agents in season 2, and that the kid's called as T-Rex Rexy. That would be amazing. I think that could be a big possibility of some sort of rogue agents or something like that. That would be pretty awesome. Hopefully we get that moment from the beginning of Fallen Kingdom, because that's only a weeks or a few months later, whatever it is. So, and we just missed it. I was talking over it, but off in the distance is the Indominus Rex roaring, and the kids are super concerned. So Swan says this is Camp Day 4. I don't know if that's accurate or not. I think there were a few days in between a lot of these things that this was actually a little bit longer of an experience than we're expecting. I believe. Most likely between episodes 2 and 3. Gojira, did what start yet? The episode? We're on episode 4 right now. I love this moment with Ben running out of here. And here comes the radio. Wonderful shot of the tower. Everything's all locked up. But the kids are observant at least. You'll see, they're like, where's everybody? Unboxing. Unboxing. What? How is that an unboxing? I do unboxings. Yeah, you can't unbox a city. That's a lot of stairs. I like how like they were just super excited the first day when they climbed this tower, but day whatever they're just like, okay, this is this is uh this is too high now, and it's too hot. So I love that this little fake out here of the Brachiosaurus in the woods. The neck was down, and it at times it really looked like it could be the Indominus, and we're all thinking that that it's the Indominus at that point. And yeah, Genozoic. This is an unboxing right here. Camp Cretaceous unboxing, episode 4. What kind of mobile phone is Brooklyn's? Made up, completely made up. You can't be up there. That second guy was really, really mad. And this is brutal. Why? Why did you do that to us? And that is amazing. That Indominus in the background. Oh, it's so brutal. And you know, they don't show it, but man, is that still brutal. Still super brutal. Camera shaking. The Indominus looks terrifying. Yeah. Can't see us up here. Zoom in. Hard zoom in on the eye. I love that so much. Smashes through, grabs on. This thing is ready to take down this tower. You know, yeah, you guys are talking about the sauropods. Like, all the apatosaurs definitely dead, but like, the Brachiosaurus hurts so much more to me. You know, in Fallen Kingdom, that Brachiosaur dying near the dock, like that was brutal and super sad. And then I'm not even over that yet. And then they go and kill another one. I thought we were fine. You know, we killed a few apatosaurs. Okay. Sad, but still not a Brachiosaur. And then the Indominus is like, nah, I got you, dude. I'm gonna kill a Brachiosaur right here. Like, God, are you serious, dude? Ugh. But yeah, I know a lot of people don't like the Indominus Rex. I think it looks awesome. I love the design, and they nailed it in this show. It looks brutal. It looks awesome. And here we go with those brakes, which I don't know. I don't think those are for Brachiosaurus heads, but man, I don't know. I think they're just safety brakes, but for crashes and things like that. But yeah, I guess for Brachiosaurs, but like they seem they seem independent. There's nobody there controlling it, so I don't know how they would brake for Brachiosaurs if they're self-sufficient brakes. So I think they're mostly dependent on tension and movement and stuff like that. But it seems counterintuitive because you'd want them to keep going if there was movement on the wire. So brutal. And here's another moment. Suspend your disbelief. These kids are falling like 80 feet. They're falling so far. And a brutal transition here because you're like, oh my, oh, one of the kids they're in the hospital. Oh no. Nope, it's not the kids. Not the kids. It's Darius's dad. And this is like not just a hospital. This might be. I don't know. I have to look a little bit further around the room. This might be their room, or at least their house, or at least a long term facility or something like that. Because he's got pictures of the family and stuff on the wall. Super super brutal here. This episode is just a complete roller coaster. What gets me about this moment with Darius and the dad is just like the hopefulness. Darius, you know, certain that they're going to continue and things are going to be fine and they're going to go home or they're going to go to Jurassic World or whatever. Everything's going to be fine. He's like, about that trip. Not it might not happen, Darius, but Darius is super hopeful, and such a bummer. Oh, super sad. No giving up. Yeah, but if you pay attention to the words and everything, so rough. Um, Pay attention to the words and everything because it comes back around in the end of the episode. So, back in the jungle, I like they're all over the place. Like Kenji was definitely in the tree, and all the other kids are all over. Pretty much a miracle that that all of these kids survived the fall. Oh, there's the broken phone. The phone is broken now, so no check-in on the followers. No more posts and stuff. Yeah, I wonder how that video is doing. How that video that she posted the night before, because it was a really good video. So they run back to camp here, and I know Tom Fishenden brought this up, but like, how how did this get knocked down? If you guys have any thoughts, I'd love to hear them. Because this is a massive tree. I'm looking around. I see no supports. The elevator is still there. It still seems to be, I don't know about functional, but still is there. But this tree is massive, and I just don't understand how the Indominus could do that. They didn't even pull down the elevator. It's still there. The shaft is still there against the tree. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, maybe there's some. It's hard to tell if those are broken windows or just like reflections. This is great though. These it got these people somehow in the truck. I I thought and joked around that like that this thing threw the car all the way up, but no, it's a little ridiculous. I know the Triceratops or whatever did it kind of right in the Lost World, they like shot one across. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. I'm fine with it. It's not really all that. It doesn't bother me, but like it's just one of those funny things that I'm like, how did this happen? I would. I thought about the observatory too, the tower maybe causing something like this, but it seems like because they were concerned. They're like, where was the tower? Like, which way is the tower? Where's our place? We got to go back to our place. I mean, maybe that's a possibility, but I just don't think they were that close. Sammy looks like she was about to give in there for a second and kind of confess, but goes next to her best friend. So Chaudhry asks, would the I-Rex attack inanimate objects? Like it was just a treehouse, there was nothing moving. So there's obviously some staff there, right? Like those two, at least like two people or whatever, like in that vehicle. Maybe there was some more up top looking for them. It's possible, that there were some people up top and being like, "Oh my god!" And then to zoom in on the eye, the thing catches them all up top and starts attacking. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know if there was anything else connected to the treehouse. I try to look around and pause that scene. Not now, obviously, but like there's not really anything in the debris that really indicates that like there was some connection to something that pulled it down. I don't know. Do you think we'll see the return of Manticore? Yeah, I think absolutely. Specifically at the end. Hold on. Here's Darius' speech. Let me pause for a second. Reflecting his dad's speech pretty well. Things get messy. Never give up. So yeah, back to that question about Manticore. Chaudhry says yes, Manticore is confirmed. I don't know where that comes from, but as far as seeing them, I would assume that they're there very closely because if you think about it, that drone went up into the sky, right? It disappeared. They got the stick or whatever, the thumb drive, but like that drone doesn't have the capability to fly all the way back to Costa Rica. So there must be a boat offshore. So I would assume that there's some people there. I don't know how long they're going to be there or whatever, but like, maybe they come back and they're like, this is our opportunity. Let's turn around. Let's go back to the island and get whatever information we need. I love this little face off here with the Indominus. Yeah, there we go. That's the end. Don't go into the next episode, guys. That's for next week. Next Monday, we'll be doing episodes 5 and 6. But yeah, Aaron, what's up? We just finished. That was the end. You missed it. We just watched episode 3 and 4. But yeah, I don't know. I love the show. I think it's a lot of fun. I'm super pumped about season 2, finding out all the stuff that happens, and yeah, hopefully we can bring you some content on that pretty soon. But yeah, guys, go download the show if you didn't already. Go download the first 4 episodes. We've released 4 episodes since Friday. I know that's a lot. That's a lot of content, right? I know. And I've gone to the Netflix. We're skipping here. I've gone to the Netflix Camp Cretaceous site. I never seen that. I've gone there. I've continually gone there to look. It doesn't. I don't see it anywhere. So, but yeah. Anyway, but I don't know if that necessarily means what you're saying it means. But it maybe it's possible. I wouldn't know if that. I wouldn't say that those two connections are confirmed. Could be something else completely. So yeah, but I what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so the 4 episodes. So we have 4 episodes on our podcast feed. So go, if you guys have podcast app on your phone or whatever it is, download it. If you don't, and download all 4 episodes that we have, that we are going in depth on these 4 episodes so far. We're gonna have the next 2, like I said, 5 and 6 on next Monday. So you get a week's break here, and then 6 and 7 come on the Monday after that. And then guess what? That's the week that Camp Cretaceous 2, Season 2 comes out. So I'm pumped. We're doing a month-long look at Camp Cretaceous here on the Jurassic Park podcast. So I know a lot of people are always confused about what the podcast is here over on YouTube, because we don't really put the podcast all that much on YouTube. Every now and then we're putting up segments and stuff like that, but the full podcast, you actually have to go download it. It's very different than this experience. This is just a live stream. This is just our YouTube, which is a completely different beast on its own. So go download the show. First 2 episodes had Stephen Ray Morris, big-time podcaster, Jurassic podcaster, crime and murder podcaster, and cat podcaster. Also, episodes 3 and 4 had big-time theme park podcaster and internet personality Alicia Stella. So we had so much fun on all of those episodes. And who knows who's going to be the next guests? I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out soon. But yeah, please. I hope you enjoyed this. I love doing these watch parties. It's always so much fun to like watch these shows with you, get your insight. Because I I'm not watching it alone. I might be here by myself watching this, but you guys are watching with me and giving me your thoughts and everything, and I love that so much. So, yeah. But what are you guys saying here? Let me see what you're saying. Aaron says I hope we get to see the camp counselors in season 2. I would assume we probably get to see them. I feel like that would be a safe bet. Let me bring that music back up. I feel like it's nicer to talk with this. Feels good. But yeah, I hope we get some sort of, just information on where they've been, what they're up to, how nervous they are. I don't feel like they would just not show them, and the counselors themselves would give up on trying to save the kids, because at this point in time, those counselors are the only hope for saving these kids. I know what Colin said, and the creators of the show said that like this is about the kids saving themselves, but that might be true. But realistically, when you're looking at it, those counselors are the only hope. They're the only ones who know that the kids are out there, and nobody else cared. They're like, we're leaving anyway. So, which I thought was really kind of weird, cop out but they're the only hope. So help us, camp counselors, you're our only hope. Yeah, so anyway, Jenna Zook says, I want to see angry parents in season 2. Yeah, that would be really interesting. Getting like, because there was that little clip on Twitter from DreamWorks that showed the parent getting, like, you don't see any parent, you just see the phone, but like you see the response from the emergency response, whatever. So that was pretty cool to see that. So I hope we get, maybe the beginning of the episode starts up with phones ringing around different points, all these different people. We get to see Kenji's dad and like, maybe Darius's mom and brother and stuff like that. Like, how brutal would that be? If you want to talk about emotion, and I don't know what kind of emotion, because we already covered, Darius's dad and all that stuff. So I don't know what else there is at this point in time. But if you want to talk about emotion, I think that would be your best bet, is showing the opposite side. Because when we got those little glimpses of the parents, from Jurassic World, the Mitchells, like, that's pretty emotional. You get to see them finally see their kids at the end. Like, that's brutal. So I hope we get moments like that where, you continually check in with them and their search and hope. Because, like, I don't know how long this show's going to go on for. Even one more season seems too long for kids to be stranded. Even if it's just several more days. Like, how long are you going to strand kids here? I just don't understand. So, unless like the next season is literally like one day. It's like the show 24. It's like, you know, there's like 8 episodes. I can't do math, but you know, there's just how many hours within those 8 episodes, and it's just one day. So that would be it. That would be the only way that I feel like this is the responsible way for, you know, nobody to have come and saved them without them, you know, having to save themselves or whatever. So yeah, Genozoic. I like that prediction there. Kenji's dad is involved in Manticore. That would be interesting. You know, that would give him a reason to be a little distant from his son, and also for him to have, you know, these bungalows or whatever, apartments or whatever he has on the island. That'd be interesting, you know. But again, the show relied on a teenager to get this information. I don't know why. It just seems weird. I guess it's that backstage access. You know, maybe this teenager can get a little bit more. But Alicia Stella brought it up in the episodes that aired today. Like, you know, how many times could they have gone to the petting zoo at Jurassic World and just swabbed the dinosaurs and then sent that information off? But instead you have Sammy, you know, scraping the inside of the dinosaur's mouth to get some DNA samples. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And Kelsey says, I have an interesting question. If Manticore approached Darius saying they could give him medical treatment for his dad, if they spied for them, would he do the same thing Sammy did? Absolutely. I mean, he absolutely would. And I think that's something that comes up pretty you know, big in one of the novels, for the evolution of Claire. Were we talking about bikes? Yeah. Where's the first one? Yeah, Benny says, or no, I'm sorry, Chaudhry says, Benny T it is Owen's bike. They took it from Main Street. I guess there was more before that. Oh, Swan. It's hard to follow all this stuff. We still don't even know if it's Owen's bike, Benny says. Yeah, I mean, technically we don't know if it's his bike, but, like, it's definitely his bike, right? Jared says, how well stocked the shops and restaurants are on Main Street and other park facilities, the kids do have a better shot of surviving for much longer. For sure. Yeah, much longer than Eric. Absolutely. But, like, there's no reason. There's no reason for it. At least with Jurassic Park 3, that island was quarantined. There was no... You should not be going there at all. Ben and Eric went there illegally and flew over. They were not supposed to be there doing what they did with the whole... Like, those guys that were running the boat operation with the parasail. Illegal operation. Shouldn't have been happening. So, nobody was reporting that. There was no one, because the boat went down. The boat, you know, didn't survive, and nobody could contact anybody, so there was no reporting it. So that Eric just had to live there for that long, for 8 weeks. But these kids, zero reason for them to live there for 8 weeks or however long. Like 1 week, I feel like it's just like pushing it. Boss 101 says, so will season 2 take place moments after season 1 or days? I would say moments. I feel like it'll be moments after. But, you know, and Swan says at least 2 weeks because of Brooklyn's hair. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's probably going to be moments after. But we'll see the spanning of time, because, you know, we do see that they've rebuilt the camp, very, you know, Robinson Crusoe style, or Swiss Family Robinson style or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it'll. I don't know. I have no idea. But I feel like there'll be something directly after. I don't think they'll just like skip ahead 2 weeks, because that just doesn't make any sense for me. Yeah, Rexy now owns the park. She definitely owns Main Street. Charger says, Main Street's a mess. I'm starting to think that she could have made a nest. Rexy maybe made a nest in Main Street. Interesting. I like that. I like that idea. So, you know, with the start of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom being like, you know, a few months later, you know, there's a chance of overlap, but still, like, a few months just seems so far. But, you know, you see how much of a mess Main Street is. So, you know, yeah, Rexy did a number on Main Street there. Benny, good luck on your test. Study up. Genozoic, I feel bad for Enrique. Will we see the JP Visitor Center? Boss asks. I don't know. I would love to revisit that and kind of give it the correct treatment. I think I maybe said that at one other time, but give it the correct treatment. It didn't really get the right treatment in Jurassic World. The entrance and everything just didn't look right. The inside looked fantastic, but the outside just didn't do it. So I would love kind of like a second go at that moment. But, you know, I think there's other things I'd like to see too. Like, imagine if we got to see, I don't know why all these things would still be there, but like a raptor pen, you know, like stuff like that. I would love to see further exploration. And somewhere, I don't know where I said it, talk way too much. But like I said, how Jurassic World, you know, went to the visitor center. It referenced the past. It actually showed the past by going to the visitor center. Fallen Kingdom also did the same thing by going to the T-Rex cliff area where the truck fell down, the Explorer fell down the tree. So I expect Dominion to actually do something similar. So I'm really hoping they do that as well. That they do, and which I had said is revisit the cafe sequence in a flashback. Kelsey says, would it be wrong if they added another kid to the cast? Yeah, that'd be weird. That'd be weird at this point. Like, to just add, like, random lost kids, it just seems weird. I mean, it's possible. You know, they left these 6 kids behind. So it's possible that, you know, in the shuffle of everything, some families got separated and there was a kid living in, you know, Winston's Steakhouse or something like that. I don't know. You know, he's just sitting there minding his own business, and then a raptor flies through the window and gets grilled right in front of him. He was just trying to make his own dinner, like reheat, like, you know, soup. Oh my god. And I'm just reading. Genozoic says, as I said on Twitter, if there's no medium to well done velociraptor on a grill, then Delta lives. Why are we all talking about grilled raptors right now? I didn't even see you say that at all. Yeah, just because she may be past her egg-laying years, I don't think that matters. I think she would still build a little place for her to live. But Evran says Rexy is not going to be the villain a trio of baryonyx are. I don't know. Who knows? You know, because we don't really know what any of these characters are going to do. We've got 3 baryonyx. We've got 1 to 2 Ceratosaurus. A Carnotaurus or 2 are still out there. We still have all kinds of dinosaurs out there. Allosaurus are out there. Who knows? But at least the ones that we know, we're getting potentially 5, you know, carnivorous dinosaurs in this season. And it might be tough to split them, but I don't know who's going to be the main villain of it. You know, this could be one and done episodes for some of these dinosaurs. I don't really know. I don't know. But I think after what we see, you know, I think I don't know. I think there's going to be a good chance that this is just a very split up dinosaur season. You know, we have a few episodes of the Indominus here. We have mostly the Carnotaurus in the second half of this as well. So, you know, there's fair play for any of these dinosaurs, I think. And I don't think you can go 2 seasons without showing the T-Rex as a big presence. I think people are going to get mad. But man, imagine if, like, you know, we get to see, because that VR game came out, right? And there was other raptors on the island. Imagine if these kids discover that. How cool would that be? Raptors, more raptors on Isla Nublar. And we actually get it in an official medium like this show. Like, they discover a pen. They're like, oh, look, another compy pen, I think. Nope, bunch of raptors. You know what's interesting, actually? The fact that the kids, you know, the kids have to deal with this fallout of the island and everything, right? On their own. I would assume at this point in time that what they know of is the Carnotaurus is out there. They scarred it up a little bit. It's a little singed. But they know a T-Rex is out there also. And I would assume they maybe think the Indominus is still out there. You know, that could be a possibility that they could still be worried about the Indominus. I don't know. Yeah, Ginzo, great minds think alike, huh? Grilled Velociraptor sounds so good right now. Who knows? You could just go for a little bit of heated up grilled Velociraptor. What's up, Steve? Good to see you back. Gordon Ramsay would have given Irex an insult for cooking a Velociraptor. I can't imagine that episode would be pretty crazy. Gordon Ramsay he's like stuck on the island. He's like, what is this horrible Velociraptor I'm eating? Who cooked this? And the Irex is like, from the bottom of the lagoon, he's like, I did it. Really long arm. What am I talking about now? Yeah, oh yeah, Boss Blue is out there too. Blue, we have to worry about Blue, maybe. You know, like, I don't know where Blue's gonna be, but that's another thing we have to worry about. See, I could see maybe, that's another one. Like, it's tough because I could see not seeing Blue at all this season. But knowing Universal and their love of these things, like their love of Owen, their love of Blue, I don't know how long we're gonna go without seeing Blue. You know, we got barely any Blue in the first season. Like 3 minutes max of Blue time. And I don't know. I don't know if they would go a full season without seeing Blue. So I feel like Blue has to show up at some point. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and plus Bumpy's got to grow up. You know, Bumpy probably going to be getting a lot bigger pretty quickly here. But yeah, Siaka, this would be cool if it tied into Aftermath or the live show or other non-material, for sure. I think, you know, if I was the creators of the show, I would definitely take in the live tour into consideration. And, you know, I would hope that, you know, they know of another facility out there that dealt with training and studying the Troodons. Like, I thought that would be really, really awesome. Maybe we'll get a little glimpse of Genie or something like that. But the fact that there's a toy out there of a Troodon that looks nothing like Genie is a bit concerning to me. You know, the fact that maybe there's different variations, of course, there could be. But, I don't I just feel like nobody cares about that live tour, unfortunately, outside of me. I don't know. I just feel like no one cares. The creators are like, oh, there's a live tour. Maybe we should take that into consideration. And Colin's like, no. What? What? What are you talking about? Doesn't exist. Oh, you know what would be brutal, Chaudhry? You just asked, what if the Aftermath Raptors form a pack with Blue? What if, like, they just rip our hearts out and Blue just annihilates all the other Raptors? And you're like, no! There were other Raptors and you killed them! Why? Ugh. Pranav says new Ceratosaurus is going to be the star of season 2. So look, guys, we got a lot of dinosaurs. I mentioned that one before. Potentially 1 to 2 Ceratosaurs, and all the baryonyx, 3 baryonyx that have names, actually have names. And interestingly, I bring up that little cheat sheet. Where if I can never figure out where this thing is. I don't think that they have names. The Ceratosaur. This thing's gonna take forever to load, huh? So I'm looking at these toys with names for the dinosaurs. These are it's like a sheet that has all the mini dinos on it. Bumpy included. You've got Toro. It actually says Toro. It says Carnotaurus in parentheses Toro. It has Parasaurolophus bioluminescent, so that's giving us a cue. And also it has 3 different baryonyx with Grim, Limbo, and of course it says Blue, Indominus Rex. Ceratosaurus is there, and it's red, but it has no name, so it's just listed as Ceratosaurus. So, if we're going off of what we know from the show so far, Toro was just named from Kenji. Kenji's just like Toro. And then Bumpy was just named from Ben. So, Grim, Limbo, and Chaos. I don't think these things are going to be in any place where, like, the kids are like, oh, I think that's Grim. I think that's Limbo. And that's Chaos. I think they're just going to make up names, I guess. But I don't know what. Like, Limbo? Is it going to go under, like, a tree and be like, oh, that guy just did the Limbo. We should call him Limbo. And they're like, that guy's got a red eye. Looks pretty grim. And the other one comes up and it's like, oh my gosh, there's so much chaos happening. That one's called Chaos. I don't know. What am I talking about anymore? Yeah, but I guess it's variations. I would love variations of Troodon there, Both can be canon. They're so drastically different looking, so it would be really interesting to see if they could pull that off. But I would definitely be down for it. Boss says it's disagreeing here about the timeline and how Bumpy would be grown or not. Like, doesn't think it would be fully grown. It's got accelerated growth rate. You have to remember that. So, Bumpy was literally this small 2 days ago. And now Bumpy is this big. It's huge. You can't even see my arms. It's massive. So, Bumpy's big. So, 2 more days, Bumpy might be double that size. Might be triple that size. You don't know. So, yeah, I don't know. Bumpy could be pretty big within a matter of days. Yeah, Jared, the soft canon stuff does make it very difficult to keep things straight. What is going on here? What's going on over there? Do we trust this information? How do we do conversations? How do we talk about this show, this live tour, in tandem with the movies? They're trying to tell you can't. So that's really annoying. No, guys, look, I see you're all writing Grim Chaos and Limbo. I know that's their names. I was looking for the Ceratosauruses. I was trying to see if this paper here had any documentation of Ceratosaurus names, but no, it did not. I know their names. Genozoic has a random question. If you could have a hatchling dinosaur toy in the style of the old Kenner from any prehistoric animal, in the Jurassic movie franchise, what would you like? Any prehistoric animal? Well, look, I mean, where is there? It is behind me somewhere. There's a Brachiosaurus right. Baby hatchling right there. Stegosaurus here. That Brachiosaurus is my favorite one. I love that thing so much. Stego right there as well is one of my favorites too. So, I mean, I don't want anything else other than that Brachiosaurus. It's the cutest thing ever. I something outside of the franchise, I would want like a Moss Chops. I just want a Moss Chops. Yeah, Siaka says, isn't it limbo as in purgatory? Yeah, that's fair too. It could be. But I don't know how that would come up. That would be deep for the kids. I feel like it would just be like, whoa, it went under that stick. Bumpy may be attack back size in a matter of days. You like my Ben impression? Yeah, I did not work on that at all. It just popped in my head. So maybe give me a few days. I'll work on it. I'll come back. It'll be even better. Perhaps the Ceratosaurus will be called Darth Maul. Yeah, could be. And this toy that I'm looking at is very starkly red and black, so it's possible. Chaudhry says, I'd love to see the kids come across Toro who's resting, and then Toro waves his tiny arms in anger. Yeah, I think that would be interesting. Like, because, the Toro also already did, like, kind of look at them and be like, oh, I'm getting out of here, all right? But I think that'd be interesting to see it happen again, like in a bigger moment, just to like, look at them and just go away. Kind of maybe like the Ceratosaurus did in Jurassic Park 3, but like that was just like standing there. It's like, I don't care. I'm gonna go somewhere else. But yeah, Moss Chops for sure, all the way. Boss says, does that mean Bumpy could have a quick age limit as well? Could Bumpy possibly die? We already cried at Fallen Kingdom. So, I don't know. I don't know what you mean really by could Bumpy have a quick age limit. So, do you mean like, is there a size that it ages up to quickly and then stops? And that's possible. Could be like a kill switch where it's like, not a death switch, but like a kill switch in the function where the dinosaur will grow to, this size, this mass, and then it stops and then grows naturally. That's possible. But I don't think it's not going to be like, it's not going to just age until like old age and then just die instantly. So, and I don't think they're going to kill Bumpy off. I think they'll let Bumpy live. And at the end, it'll just be like, hey, Bumpy, we gotta go home, This is it. This is where we part. And, or, maybe it even happens just in the show, within the show, and they don't even go leave the island. They're just like, Bumpy, we can't take you around anymore. You're too big. So, I don't know. It's possible. Everyone asked about a new Triceratops toy paint job. What new toy? Which one are we talking about? I don't know. Is there a new one that I'm missing? It's possible. There's one that was like bluish in a way, and then I don't know. I forget. But is it possible that it's bioluminescent? I think it's, without seeing what you're talking about, I think there's a great chance. Just knowing the history of the saga and everything like that, I think there's a decent chance. What was I talking about? Yeah, don't worry, Bumpy. We'll just leave you near Mount Sibo so you'll be well protected. Oh. Boss, it's not, and going off of that joke as well, if Bumpy lives, then he will die anyway. Hello, Fallen Kingdom. It would not make sense to me. It's one of two things. It's the brutal truth that, that's definitely could be what happens. But Bumpy also could be the one that they auctioned in Fallen Kingdom. They auctioned off an Ankylosaurus in Fallen Kingdom. Could be. I think probably at least one escaped as well. So Bumpy could be in the States. Trying to find, he's like, I smell something. Is that Ben? I smell hand sanitizer. Reminds me of my friend Ben. I'm gonna go that way. The blue paint job. Yeah, I don't think that really. I don't think that means anything in particular. I just think it's a different paint job. Siaka says these kids are 13 to 15 in 2015, so they're all young adults by Dominion. Maybe they could set an epilogue in 2021. That would be pretty phenomenal. And honestly, imagine that. We get a surprise here, right? Where the kids are saved by the end of season 2. Everything's good. Or season 3. And we had this conversation, I think we had this conversation the other night, where we don't know how many seasons we could get. If you look at this the way things would have gone, I almost said Megatron because I read Megatron really quickly in the chat. If Dominion still came out this year in June, right? And you take the 4-month model, we would have had season 3 in May of this year. So season 3 in May leads right into June, right? At the end of May, because they're always at the end of the month. So May 22nd, they release season 3, which leads days into June 11th, right? With Dominion. So imagine at the end of season 3, they say they skip ahead 5 years, 6 years, whatever, and they witness. That's amazing to me. They witness the dinosaur attacks on the mainland via their TVs. And that's when they pick up their phones and they're like, and you see Darius. Darius is the one that you're witnessing here. And he's like, picks up his phone. He's like, guys, we need something. We have something we have to do. And it's like, that was not very like enthusiastic. Guys, we gotta do something. I can't think of anything better. Give me some time. I'll write better lines. Guys, it's time. There we go. That's better. And then they all know because they're all watching this all unfold on TV. So he calls up Brooklyn. He calls up Ben and Kenji and Yasmina and Sammy, or misses one of them. And you're like, what happened to Kenji? You know, or something like that. But like, imagine that. And then season 3 or 4 or whatever you want to say, if you go based off the timeline that I was thinking, if season 3 comes in May, then season 4 could be them tracking down Bumpy, and they're like, I saw Bumpy on TV. Did you see the asymmetry? And Ben's like, I know it. That's Bumpy. I know it is. And his voice is exactly the same. Hasn't changed. Yeah. So imagine that. So it's just completely unexpected. I'm like amped right now, guys. I don't even want to quit talking. It just, that would be super cool to me. Super unexpected. We cut ahead. You know, they're a little bit older now. You're aging with these kids, and you know, you see them tracking down the dinosaurs, or you know, knowing that there's a way that they can help. Maybe something that happens in season 2 or season 3 gives them, you know, the courage and the know-how to capture dinosaurs, to do certain things. Look, I mean, this first season alone, this episode episode 3, Sammy already knows. You know, Sammy already knows how to handle these dinosaurs. So maybe that gives them a lot of ammunition for another season down the road. How cool would that be? Skip ahead a few years. I would absolutely love that. And Universal, if you're listening, don't change the script and kill everybody off. I'd be mad. But if it's any indication, I completely guessed Fallen Kingdom before. Like literally to a T. So hopefully I guessed Dominion. And hopefully I guess season 4. But I'm sorry, I've ruined it for you guys. You already know what happens. So, on that note, why don't we go ahead and cut it off here? So, again, I appreciate you all sticking around here. We're going to be doing this again next Monday, so stick around for another week. We'll be doing episodes 5 and 6 of Camp Cretaceous. Another watch party, more theories, more ideas. I'm going to stew on this whole like season 4 idea. So come join us then, and of course, download the podcast. Listen to our breakdowns, our full episode breakdowns. We have a lot of fun on those. So there's 4 of them up right now. 2 with Stephen Ray Morris, 2 with Alicia Stella. I'm on all of them. But yeah, it's been a blast. And 2 more next week, and then 2 more the week after that. And then season 2. I'm super pumped. Let's do this. It's going to be fun. Same time, same channel. I left my name out of there. I don't know why. I just didn't read that part. All right, guys. It's been fun. I'm going to head out. Make sure to like, subscribe. Go follow us on social media at Jurassic Park Pod on Twitter. I'm at Brad Jost on Twitter. Go give me a follow too. All right. Follow us on Instagram at Jurassic Park Podcast. You can follow us on Facebook too. We have a Facebook group. You can come join that as well. Go to our website, JurassicParkPodcast.com. We're all over the place, guys. So that's about it, guys. See you later. Bye, Evran. Bye, Steve. Pranav, thanks for loving the videos. Good night to Jared. See you later, Siaka. Peace out, Genozoic. Everybody else, thanks for watching. It's been fun. We'll see you guys next time. Stay safe and enjoy.